It's a sold-out crowd tonight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Michael Cole and Taz here, and what a show we've got for you tonight.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, it's always great to be back in Philly, no doubt about that, Cole. You know, I got a little bit of history in this town, you know what I'm saying?
The city of brotherly love might have been the hometown of ECW, but I think the SmackDown superstars are going to redefine extreme here tonight. Great reversal!
The thing you gotta remember about the Undertaker is that 50% of his style, his offense, is about getting inside the head of his opponent. If you can keep your cool and keep your, keep your head together in the ring with him, you're halfway home.
But you're not taking into account the power and experience of the dead man, Taz. Sure, I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw that. I don't like it, but as long as it wins matches, it's going to keep happening.
That's the bottom. Here's the pin. You know, there's no doubt that The Undertaker is one of the most impressive superstars ever to set foot in a WWE ring. But you know what, Cole? You're only as good as your last match.
How can you say that, Taz? The dead man has proven himself time and time again. I highly doubt that would change if he lost this match, which I don't think he's in danger of doing, by the way.
Taker's earned his rep, no doubt about that. No one's disputing that. But you gotta know when to call it a day, Cole. There's a fine line between legend and has-been.
I can't believe you could sit here and even imply that The Undertaker might be a has-been. That could be hazardous to your health.
Hey, Cole, don't put words in my mouth. The dead man has been on top of this business for a very long time. But the thing about being on top is there's nowhere to go but down.
It sounds like this is a big risk. Will it pay off? Nice reversal.
It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, any time you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed to get a hell of a show.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight.
Man, this match is so...
I think someone's been taking flying lessons, Taz. Dominant superstar in WWE than the legendary dead man, The Undertaker.
Yeah, but you can only stand. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I just think it's unfortunate whenever a superstar decides to cheat to win, rather than compete fair. I think we're hearing the First Amendment in action here tonight, Taz.
It's a great thing to hear, Cole. I'm all in favor of freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not. He slipped out of that one. This has been a great match so far, and I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork involved, Cole. But if you're gonna be snippy, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Wow, if I knew it was that easy, I would have said that years ago.
These WWE fans just can't get enough of these superstars.
And I'm glad to see it. A WWE match isn't just about competition, it's also about entertaining the fans.
Okay, well, if that's the case, how come they got you as an announcer? I mean, that ain't exactly great entertainment, in my opinion.
You might be right, Taz. I think it would be extremely entertaining to listen to you try to call a match all by yourself.
Man, you talk about superstars who ain't got an ounce of quit in them, huh? You're looking at them right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Look, Cole, this ain't ballet. You gotta go in there every single match and be willing to do whatever it takes. You'd know that if you actually stepped in between the ropes.
I don't have to have been in a match to realize that jeopardizing my future for the sake of one match is incredibly short-sighted.
Cole, I swear, I'm gonna replace you with someone who actually knows what they're talking about. Maybe Carlito. He might be a little tough to understand sometimes, but at least he knows what it's like to wrestle a match.
And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
Yeah, and you can't let that break your focus, but that's easier said than done. You know, Cole, I'd ask you who you were pulling for in this match, but I think it's pretty obvious since the beginning who you're rooting for.
I never claimed to be... What a cowardly move. You can't win fair and square, so he tries to screw his opponent out of the victory.
Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with him doing whatever it takes to win the match. If it was that bad, the ref would have DQ'd him, right? This is one heck of a match so far.
It sure is, Taz. What do you think the highlight has been so far?
Well, that'll probably come a little bit later on in the match. When you decide to shut your yap for a few seconds, and I can enjoy it in peace.
Will excuse me for doing my job.